To go ahead and get started. We're still waiting for a few members so we can do our reorg, but we're going to go ahead and just have Alex. We'll start with you instead of the reorg, and have you or Jeff instead.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Jeff Maxson, Chief Information Technology Officer, Executive Branch. Sorry for a quick audible. Just have a couple things I want to cover real quickly before we get started and let Alex go. Let's let Allie pull the slides up. All right. All right. So I would like to introduce the new Executive Branch Chief Information Security Officer. Probably somebody you've seen in the past, but we did hire on John Godfrey as the new Chief Information Security Officer, replacing me in that position. So John is not a stranger to state. He had spent multiple years at KU Med Center as their CISO, and then had worked at K-State and the Regents Institution. So not a stranger, so familiar with a lot of things. I think he's a good add to the program. We'll continue to drive our cybersecurity program forward, and excited to have him on board. So I just want to take a minute to introduce him briefly. And then also I did want to make a plug for the cybersecurity summit we have on April 18th down in Wichita. Again, that is another event that this will be our third annual cybersecurity summit. So we're doing that April 18th down in Wichita at the Doubletree at the airport. So excited to do that again. It should be a good program. So looking forward to having a lot of good participation again. So, but with that, I'll pass it over to Alex so he can get going. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Congratulations, Mr. Godfrey. All right, Alex. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
I wonder if Mr. Godfrey, thank you, Mr. Chair. Would you just come up and say hi? Sure. So we have face to a name to a voice, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. Nice to meet you all. I look forward to working with you as we go forward. Based upon this morning and other events, I'm sure we'll be talking more, and I look forward to that collaboration and dialogue.
You need to introduce yourself for.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, John Godfrey, Executive Branch, Chief Information Security Officer.
Thanks for being here. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm sorry to put him on baptism under fire.
That's all right. Yeah. Thank you, John. All right. Okay, Alex.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Alex Wong, Chief IT Architect, State of Kansas. So I've been asked to give a quick update on the risk assessment process. So just real quick on the system that we are using. The acronym that we use is KARS, K-A-R-S, stands for Keto Assessment and Reporting System. And that is one of the modernization that we have done over the past couple of years to make our keto process more electronically and make it a little bit more able to do this assessment that we were putting together in the statute. So real quick on the number-wise, just high level, since this is not a quarterly report, I'm not going to go into details of the report. I'm just going to give you a highlight of what we have seen in the last few months and give you an update there. But again, if there's any projects that you wanted to see in presentation and things like that, you can ask for that presentation. And next time when we get back together, we should have a more detailed quarterly report for the members of the committee. So the last 2 quarters combined, which is October 2023 all the way to last week, which is mid-March of 2024, we have seen 126 demand that went through the KARS system. Out of those, 110 of those is actually less than 250,000. So going back to remind the members that we have to make a change to look at the project not completely in a monetary basis, but also combine risk assessment together. So these are the demands of projects is that we will never have seen in this level because they are under the threshold of the previous keto reportable threshold. So that actually gives us a lot of visibility into what agencies are doing, what are they purchasing, and look for opportunities to standardize or consolidate some of those functions together. So I think that is just wanted to point that out, that is really helping us from a comprehensive view perspective, seeing all this IT project because of this change in the statute. So real quick, again, a reminder that we started out the effort of the keto reportable risk threshold as 2.0. And then once we get with the first quarter, which is Q3 of last year, we quickly lowered that threshold to 1.75. So you see 3 demands right now on the screen. All three of those are having a business risk score of 1.75 or higher, and that becomes Keto reportable project. And once again, you will hear more specifically about these projects in the next meeting. As we continue to improve the presentation of the quarterly report, we actually want to bring you more substance to every single one of those projects. So the business and agency is going to come and also talk about their project, specifically what their requirements are, what the goals, objectives are, and also the risk that is involved with it and what they are doing to mitigate some of those risks. So we wanted to because we have less demand now, we are able to use those time to give you more information and also give you more the whole life cycle of the project as well. So you can see that the first project is from KDHE, and you also see that that is a $5 million project that they are trying to change the integration and the systems enhancement for the early childhood data. Now notice that the next two project is not at cost. And I will point that out because used to be when they have not determined cost yet, we won't be able to identify whether they're keto reportable or not. And in this case, because of the business risk assessment, they are already determined to be keto reportable because of the risk. And you also can see that one of those are from a non-cabinet agency, which is the Board of Tax Appeal, where they are modernizing their content management system. That has a huge impact to their business process for their board. So normally we don't see a whole lot of non-cabinet agency project flows up to this level. And this risk assessment and this new process allow us to see those. The first project on KDHE, you should have already received a email for advice and consult on January 3rd, 2024, because it came from last quarter, Q4. The next two projects, which is the KDHE project and the Board of Tax Appeal project, are both going through process to collect more information. So you should see advice and consult to the members of committee when they are ready to move on to the procurement and also have the information ready to share. Okay, so that is the new demand. There's also we talked with Representative Hartman about this, is that he also wants us to bring up some of those projects that almost make the threshold, but not quite there yet. So the next slide that you are seeing are the projects that is between the business risk score of 1.60 to 1.74. And there are 5 of those listed in here. And they are, the first one is from Department of Revenue. This is one of those software that they use to scan driver licenses and also used to scan for the insurance information when you go to DMV. They needed to upgrade that project, and so this is the project to upgrade that software. The next one is from KDHE, from the Bureau of Water, that they have a access database that they need to upgrade because the database is no longer supportable, so they are looking for different solutions. Next one on KDHE is the Charitable Healthcare Provider Program, and again, agency-specific programs that is used to streamline submission process for data reports and legislative reporting and that kind of stuff. And then KSU is centralizing their own document management system, again going through the centralization approach, making sure that everybody is using similar system to provide the same services. And finally, Kansas Board of Region is updating the adult education student information system. So you can see that some of those also doesn't have any cost, but it already have a risk score because they are already using the system to determine the risk. And so this process has been working well, and you can see that we identified a project that is really statewide impact for keto reportable, and allow the project that is more agency or division impact to be less. So we are going to continue to look at those projects, adjust the threshold if needed. But so far, we feel like the tool is producing what is necessary for keto usability. So before I go to the end, again, wanted to update everybody that we are continuing to work on our quarterly report, so that the quarterly report is not as just highlighting projects. We want to bring you actual process of the project. So starting with the beginning when they become a demand, going through the risk assessment project, and then once they go through procurement process, going through the CEDO approval, coming back in to talk about what vendor they have chosen, what are the routes they're taking, and what is the detailed project plan at that point. And eventually, when the project becomes executional, then come back to talk to us about what are they doing on that project in the implementation stage. We normally only look at an alert project or caution project, but I think now this gives us some bandwidth to talk about even the project that is green, but they are huge impact, right? Because we can use the risk score to really look at what are the big, huge projects that have large impact, and even going through those projects to give this committee visibility to the projects. I stand up for any questions that you might have.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Yeah. So we went over Friday, I think it was. Alex and I kind of went over some of what they're seeing, and it appears that the risk assessment is working pretty good, because we're seeing some that we wouldn't have seen before because they were under 250,000, but yet their risk score is pretty high, and then there's some that maybe $1 million, but they're buying some laptops or something like that. Nothing really. And then I think there's a $9 million one that Jeff has said, hey, I don't care what the risk on this is. We're gonna see that. So my hope is, and of course the new chairman will take over, but at the next meeting. But my hope is that when we see these next time, there'll be a lot more information, and the agencies will be here to give specifics. And then the reason why I said let's look at these ones that just are right below is that as we do that at our meetings, then we can say, hey, this KDHE state revolving fund, I'd like to see more information on that. And so then we could, as our meeting and the committee members can say, yeah, we want to see that one, even though it's only 1.7, and then it can be talked about at our next meeting. So I think it's hopefully it's working, and we're actually going to see. Is it a few less or is it a few more than what we would have seen before?
A few less.
A few less, yeah, but they
will have more substance. Like they're not those infrastructure project or the project they're talking about, buying laptops, that kind of low risk project.
Yeah. So any other questions? Yeah, Representative Curtis.
Thank you. Oops. Thank you, Mr. Chair. There we go. I like that idea of being able to have the agencies come in and give us a little. I think that'll help kind of give us a more well-rounded feel for what the approach is and what they're doing. And so, yeah, I like that idea a lot. I think that will absolutely help us in being more involved in the project. So thank you.
Yeah, and remember, if something pops up that we say, hey, we want to look at this immediately, the chair can always call even just a Zoom meeting or a WebEx meeting if we need to. So any other questions? All right, so this was kind of designed just to I know that our time is short here, and so I just wanted Alex to kind of show us where things are moving, how it's going, and we weren't going to really get into depth, but I wanted everybody to see that. So so any other questions? We're good. All right, thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. All right, I think with Senator Tyson here now, we have enough for a quorum. Yeah, so we can go ahead and go into our reorganization. And so with that, I will start with the chairman and our Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would nominate Senator Peterson for chairman, and I apologize to the committee. I thought it started at noon.
That's okay. We have a second. Second by Representative Curtis. Any other nominations? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. All right. Now the vice chairman, Representative Wessinger.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I put forward Representative Hoffman as vice chair of the JCIT.
Second by Senator Peterson. Any other nominations? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. And now our ranking minority member, Representative Pam Curtis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In absence of anybody responding to me, I'm going to nominate Senator Jeff Pittman as our ranking minority member.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Representative Wassinger. And I will say that Senator Pittman did text me and said he couldn't make it. So I'm not sure what his excuse was, but he said he couldn't make it. So, all right. Any other nominations?
Teach us all to make meetings.
That's right. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. All right. We do have the committee reorganized then, and I would assume that we would have a meeting probably in our next one, probably in July sometime or something like that, since that'll give the time for them to have the next quarterly update. So that is all the business we have. I did want to have Alan come up and yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I am Alan Wise, the Chief Information Technology Officer for the Kansas Legislative Branch. And I have an announcement. This most likely will be my last JCIT meeting. I'm retiring June 7th of this year. I've had a long history with this committee. I started in state government back in 1994, started working with members back then. So I've worked with members and attended meetings and reported to this committee off and on for the past 29 years. And it's been an honor for me to be involved in this state IT and especially with this committee. And but with my 44-year career in IT, it's time for me to ride off into the sunset. And I wish you all well and thank you.
Alan, thank you for your service, and we've enjoyed working with you, and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you all very much.
All right, Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got to say, that's not good news. I do wish you the best, though. It's been great working with you. The state will suffer as you leaving. And the gentleman to your right is leaving also. And so I would like to wish him well. I would like to wish him well also. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you guys for making this meeting, and we'll look forward to what JCIT has to meet on coming in the summertime. And with that, we are adjourned.